Alright, Chris Nolan, let's see what you brought to the table for us this time. Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Christopher Nolan's next theatrical film based off of a story about the creation of the nuclear bomb, Oppenheimer. During World War II, Lieutenant General Leslie Groves Jr., played by Jason Bourne himself, Matt Damon, appoints physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer, played excellently by Cillian Murphy, to work on a top-secret Manhattan project. Oppenheimer and his team of scientists spend years developing and designing the atomic bomb. Their work comes to fruition on July 16th, 1945, as they witnesses the world's first nuclear explosion, forever changing the course of history. Now, first off, the camera work and cinematography in this movie looks stellar. Even in that scene where we get to see what the nuclear explosion looks like, the camera focuses on the insane details of the explosion as possible. And plus, that whole explosion, when it comes to the movie's use of set design and practical realistic effects, that's legit a real explosion. Now, of course, they didn't actually use a nuclear bomb to blow it up on set. That would be terrible. But they used a whole variety of different explosives to recreate the look of the atomic bomb. So they used little ingredients to recreate the whole explosion on film to make it look more realistic than using CGI. Christopher Nolan is known for making practical effects and real sets, but there are also some moments in his other films where he uses CGI when needed. But for this movie, in terms of its execution, throughout the whole film, he uses natural lighting, real sets, a real explosion, and also black and white vignette effects to create the feeling that we're experiencing how these people are actually portrayed during that time in the mid-40s. So for that, kudos to not only Christopher Nolan, but also to the artists, camera crew, and engineers over at both Universal Pictures and Syncopy Films for your hard work and dedication into making this project possible. Keep up the amazing work. I also thought the sound design in this movie is incredibly cool, especially during that part where the nuke happened. The sound was quiet for a good minute and a half. Just like that part in the movie Dinosaur, during the meteor shower scene, where when that huge meteor hit the river, we do see the explosion, but the sound was silent for a few minutes. But then the shock waves kick in, and that's the moment where we hear that huge boom in the distance. This is kind of like the same feeling that I had with this movie, except the part where I got so tense during that moment, anticipating what's going to happen, that I scurried through my bag and had to get the earplugs out and put them on as quick as I can, so that way the sound won't hurt my ears. But the moment where the quote of, "Now that I am become death, the destroyer of worlds," is heard in the background, that was the moment where that big BAM happened. Props to the sound engineers for crafting how the explosion would be heard realistically, rather than making it sound cheesy and unrealistic, up to the point where I don't buy it whatsoever. They went for the practical route. That's what I paid to see. So on that note, kudos to the folks at Universal for incorporating your own unique spin on the nuclear explosion. Keep up the amazing work. Now sure, in terms of its story, I get that you guys got uncomfortable during the part where Oppenheimer and his ex-wife are having sex in one scene, without any clothes on too. And I agree with you, that was a bit too extreme to watch. But for the rest of this movie, I feel like it's historically accurate to the nuclear bomb test out in the middle of the desert, which actually takes place back in the mid-1940s. Granted, I didn't look at any History Channel episodes about it, or went online and looked it up or anything like that. Like most people, I'm a visual person. I'm on the side of where I want to see it portrayed in film, and I want to see what it will look like. And for almost all of the movie, they nailed it. In terms of its execution, the way they crafted on how the setup for the nuke was gonna look like was so exhausting to watch. They put in real buildings, real mannequins, a real tower to drop that nuclear bomb, you name it. And this was all done with no CGI and no green screen effects. And to add to the realism of this movie, in terms of the film's dramatic and emotional moments with its mix of character development, the way that they're discussing about how this is gonna all work out, and how they're planning to show that event to the public, that this is going to be the most historical, monumental experience in the history of mankind, I thought it felt very accurate to what happened in the mid-1940s, regardless of what you purists say about it. And of course, what more needs to be said about Christopher Nolan's direction coaching in this movie? He's no stranger to great direction. His actors and actresses gave phenomenal performance in this movie. Enough said. So with that being said, guys, in the end, despite that uncomfortable sex scene in this movie, I thought Oppenheimer was such a great movie. The effects were incredible, the story was nail-biting and intense, the characters felt realistic, and the sound design was just the right amount of Oscar-worthy in my opinion. So as a result, I rate Oppenheimer a solid 5 out of 5 stars. This is why I think Christopher Nolan is a really good visionary director. And also a great filmmaker in Hollywood. Keep making movies like this, please. But still, I highly recommend this movie to you guys. You won't be disappointed. So Oppenheimer, have you seen it? If you haven't, you are totally missing out. Check it out while you still have the chance. But for those of you who have, come back and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Also, if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share it with your family and friends and favorite it. This is a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on my Instagram page and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. And also, you guys don't have to do this if you don't want to. I understand. But if there's a rare chance that you are interested in doing so, there's a little join button down below the video, just right next to the subscribe button. Or if you guys are watching it on an iDevice, be it iPhone, iPad, or whatever, there's a link in the description so that way you can have access to that as well. But either way, if you click on the link or the join button, not only will you join my YouTube membership program, but you'll also have access to custom-made loyalty badges, custom-made emojis that I created for myself, and a special shout-out from yours truly. So if you guys want to be mentioned in a video, just click on the link or the join button down below the video and become a member. It doesn't cost you much. It only costs like $2.99 a month to join. So make sure you click on the join button or the link in the description and become an OG Cinedroid in no time. Also, I set up a Patreon page for you guys to check out as well. There'll be a link in the description down below as well, so that way you can visit my page and gain access to up to 4 membership tiers. On my page, I post reviews a week early before you get to see them posted on this channel. I'm also planning to do nerdy pop culture fan polls, book audio reviews, and also full-length TV show episode and movie reactions on my page as well. Uncut. So if that's your cup of tea, if you're interested, go to the link below, become a patron, and let's get to know each other a bit more. Also, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, there's either a link in the description or at the icon card at the top right corner of your screen. Go over there, subscribe, and let's just have fun together. Also, if you want to subscribe to my regular GS Productions channel, there will be a link in the description so that way you can check out that channel and watch those reviews on it as well. Show that channel some love. It really helps out a lot. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.